Last year, my friends and I decided it was time to become more cultured, so we started a book club. You know, the kind where everyone pretends they read the book but actually just watches the movie adaptation's trailer. Our inaugural pick was the classic War and Peace, because nothing says casual reading like 1,200 pages of 19th-century Russian drama. We were all pretty excited, until Greg, who volunteered to order the books, proudly handed out copies of something called War and Pizza. He swore it was a typo, but his copy had marinara stains and smelled suspiciously like pepperoni. We tried to salvage things. Maybe, we thought, War and Pizza was some avant-garde culinary retelling of Tolstoy's masterpiece. The first meeting devolved quickly into a heated debate over deep dish versus thin crust, and whether pineapple on pizza is a crime against humanity or just misunderstood. By the time we reached Chapter 2, titled The Great Garlic Knot Uprising, everyone was too busy arguing about dipping sauces to care about the French invasion of Russia. The next week, we figured we'd get back on track with something more serious, maybe Pride and Prejudice. But somehow, Greg showed up with Pies and Prejudice, and instead of discussing social class in Regency England, we spent 2 hours ranking our favorite fruit fillings and whether or not whipped cream is mandatory for pie consumption. Eventually, our group chat became less what should we read next? And more who's bringing the snacks? The only texts we exchanged were screenshots of DoorDash orders and pizza coupons. Now, a year later, our book club hasn't read a single book, but we can recite the entire menu at Sal's Pizzeria from memory. We tell ourselves we're still cultured, just in carbs. So if anyone asks, we're not avoiding Tolstoy, we're just working our way through the greatest literary works of Little Caesars. At this point, the only war we're interested in is the one between stuffed crust and regular, and the peace is whatever comes after a large supreme.